Hi everyone, module 15. This week I thought about talking about reflection. So just a reminder, I am doing my internship with Bayada Hospice. So I'm working with elderly. I haven't, there are people, younger kids and younger adults that do go through hospice, but I haven't encountered. We actually, just a side note on top of reflection, as we had a child get signed up through hospice. I'm pretty sure he had cancer, and the family just wanted to make sure he was home when he passed and that he was all set. So the social work, spiritual counselors didn't come in and support at all because they didn't need it. They just needed nursing to make sure that he was comfortable and the family was comfortable. So right now I've only met elderly. I think the youngest person I've met is in their early 60s. But anyway, so reflection. Every week we meet with our field instructor, and I've really started to get really comfortable talking with Jenny, my field instructor. She has been doing this for at least 10 years, if not at the same place at other facilities, and she really has a good grasp on communicating not just with the patient but with the family, and is great, really helpful and supportive when I need to communicate and talk through anything. So yeah, each week we go over each person I visit with. I visit the same people every week, so I'm trying to build really good relationships with them and the families. And most of them are in facilities, so working with the facilities to make sure that they're getting all the support they need from Bayada for the patient. So it's been really great. We usually what we do is I'll give her kind of a gist of how the person's doing, and then talk about any conversations that I felt strongly about, that I did a good job and I felt like I was able to control, and then also areas that I was nervous around talking. So I've talked about I have one person that I visit with that um, does not know that he's on hospice. The family doesn't feel comfortable telling him, and he talks a lot about wanting to go home because he's from Philadelphia and he's in Vermont. And then he also talked about this past weekend about wanting to get his truck back come up here so he can get back into driving. So that was really hard to not be able to process with him, and talking about um, where why he thinks he could or couldn't be driving with him being on hospice, because he just knows us as Bayada. And the daughter had asked if I could have a longer visit so she could step out and have some self-care and go do a few things because she was getting pretty burnt out that week. So yeah, me and my field instructor talked about it, and she said it's definitely a really hard situation because we want to be able to support someone through figuring out what is realistic goals and things that they can do to have the best quality of life near the end, but also making sure those are goals that they can really, or things that they can really do. So driving a car is probably not realistic for him, as he has to use a walker and can actually barely walk, and he has to have oxygen on at all times. So it's not as easy as just jumping in a car for just like me. So we were talking about figuring out a way to have the social worker and I maybe having a conversation with the daughter, and seeing where they're at with communicating what hospice is and why they've been in the house to support the father, and also starting to have those conversations with the dad. So reflection with each week with Jenny has been super helpful, because some days when I walk away from visits, I'm just like, I feel like I didn't go anywhere with the conversations. I feel like I didn't help anyone. And then I go see Jenny. She's like, no, but you totally did. That's exactly what I would have said. Next time, I would elaborate more into those conversations and maybe pull out more of their personal things they want in life. And same with their partner or family, really making sure that they understand what they want near the end of life. And those are the really hard conversations to have. But also, once they're once they're done, it's that weight is lifted. So, yeah, reflection has been great, and I just want to kind of hear from you guys and see how your guys' reflection with your field instructors have been. So, happy Module 15. See you guys later.